We're here in Tucson, Arizona at a place called Starizona, a famous place. If you're an astronomer, an amateur astronomer, this place is famous. Not only because they've been producing some of the most unique optical additions to a person's telescope. They can repair, they do all kinds of stuff. I had no idea, and I'm here with Dean Koenig,
yes,
the owner of the shop. And Dean, would you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, Dean Koenig. We've been in Starizona now about 18 plus years, and we are what we consider a retailer, but we do a lot more than retail. We manufacture our own custom products to help out amateurs. What would you like to do? See some images maybe?
Well, I don't know. I just want to talk a little bit more. First of all, I have a Hyperstar for my C14, and I've been aware of what the Hyperstar can do. It's one of the products that made Starizona famous. They've got 4 versions now.
We have for 6-inch, 8-inch, 9 1/4, 14s, and also Mead 14s as well. So we support all the Celestron lines that are fast start compatible. And the only thing bad about a Hyperstar is you get sleep deprivation. Other than that, it's a great product.
And you got a new corrector as well you've made for the Schmidt-Cassegrain.
Yes, we have a SCT corrector. Slide into a standard SCT telescope. It could be Celestron or Mead. And it converts it from the F10 to F7.5 and gives you a nice flat field, so it's pretty slick.
Now we're in town because the Arizona Science and Astronomy Expo is going on this weekend. We're here in Dean's shop. He's closing early today, but they'll stay open late here at times. They actually do astronomy right out in the parking lot. We're in the northern area of Tucson, Arizona, as we're coming to you live here. This is November 9th today, I think,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
So the 10th and 11th is the first inaugural Arizona Science and Astronomy Expo.
I'm not sure who's in attendance. It's going to be over 100 exhibitors.
Over 100 exhibitors. So there's all kinds of people coming to town. It's going to fill up with astronomers. Now, Tucson's already famous for astronomy. They've got the Arizona Mirror Lab here. We're not far from Kitts Peak Observatories, where they have all kinds of fantastic instrumentation. Do you work with those folks at all?
Occasionally. There's also Mount Graham, Mount Hopkins, there's the Whipple Observatory. There's a lot of good science. This is sort of the astronomy capital of the world.
That's right, and you were mentioning you actually have a product that's on the space shuttle right now. I mean, on the ISS.
That's right, International Space Station. On July 20th, the anniversary of the first moon landing, we shot a Hyperstar to the International Space Station via the Japanese. And it should go live sometime late December, early January. So it's in what they call the Destiny module, in the WRF window pointed back towards Earth, nadir, so it's pointed towards Earth. So it should do some pretty good imaging from there. It's going to give access for third world countries and reconnaissance for natural disasters, water vapor, vegetation studies. It's going to be a neat little product. They wanted a Hyperstar, they needed the speed and the quality of the image.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now I'm going to throw you a curve. I also
Sure.
know, and I've heard that you've been involved in the Star Party on the White House lawn. Is this a true story?
We did a Star Party there. Kind of an interesting story there. My brother was the producer of the 400 Years of the Telescope, the PBS special, and they asked him what he thought. He said, if you're going to do Star Party on the lawn, you should have a backup situation. So he was going to do the movie. If it rained, we could bring the kids inside and do a movie for them. If it's clear and you're in Washington, D.C., they wanted to be able to do some stargazing. Well, Washington, D.C. is not exactly what you consider a dark city at all. And so the Hyperstar with the light pollution filter can cut through that, and a 20-second exposure show color nebula filters and deep sky objects like galaxies. So we were there visiting astronomers for the night. There was 20 others, so it was pretty neat. We had kids in 7th, 8th, 9th grade doing a Star Party. It's pretty neat.
Do you think they'll do it again?
I'd like to say so, but it's hard to say.
Well, he's our president again for 4 more years,
We'll
so
see what happens.
Perhaps there'll be another White House lawn Star Party coming up in the near future. Can you show us a few images that have been
Sure.
taken? Would that be okay? Can we spin around and look over here?
So let's show a couple images here. Here's M77. Give you a sense of it. Don't know if the angle is going to be good for the camera, but here's another example of M33. This customer is located about 10 miles north of us, shot from his backyard.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Dean. Why don't you explain what we're seeing?
We'll show a few of the images from the Hyperion 12.5-inch telescope. These are customers' exposures. Let's see if we can give you a little bit of nebulosity here. How about the Cone Nebula? We call this piece the Cone. We call this piece the Christmas Tree. This is the Foxford portion of it. Of course, a lot of hydrogen gas excited there. Let's get you another one here. How about How about M81, M82?
Wow,
Really beautiful.
that's astounding.
Really beautiful. How about a shot of M51? M51 with lots and lots of additional galaxies thrown in just for spice. They're all over the place in the image.
And these are all taken with the Hyperion,
Hyperion
12 and a
12.5
half.
inch.
That's
correct.
incredible. And the camera that's capturing
Now this
the
happened to
image?
be this is STL 11,000, so a 35 millimeter format.
Mm-hmm. It's brilliant. Sharp as a tack.
The nice thing about the Hyperion, it makes very, very small stars. Here's just a simple test shot, customer's first night out. That's the Running Man, just north of the Orion Nebula area. Pretty incredible.
Wonderful.
How about another test shot? There's a monochrome test shot just to see if the scope was in focus for a customer. Incredible. So it works remarkably well. We can also show you some shots from a Hyperstar.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's
We'll
do
do
that.
a Hyperstar 8 just to give you a sense of what can be accomplished. So the virtue of the Hyperstar is extremely fast and relatively inexpensive for what you get. It's an incredible amount of performance.
So this is on a Celestron 8, a C8?
That's correct.
Oh, wow.
One of our customers over in New Mexico, Josh. This is, I'll show you 4 images from his first night out. So here's the Orion Nebula area. Again, this is the Hyperstar 8. The Rosette Nebula.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Incredible.
How about the Cocoon? You want to count some stars? So typically with a Hyperstar, a 1-second exposure will beat what you can see through the telescope. And in a 10-second exposure, you'll reach down to around 17th magnitude. So it's pretty remarkable what you can do with it. So to reach 17th magnitude, as an amateur, you need a scope typically around 30 inches in size. So here we take an 8-inch scope in your backyard, and you're doing what a 30-inch scope would require to do. Here's the Pleiades. So all those 4 images were shot on the first night, which is pretty marvelous.
It's fantastic. No, in fact, it's turned everybody into a world-class observatory, hasn't it? I mean, in your backyard, you literally have the power of Palomar in the palm of your hand, so to speak.
It's astrophotography for the rest of us.
No, it's remarkable. Remarkable things, fantastic things. And, you know, the golden age of amateur astronomy is truly upon us. With the show going on this weekend, we're going to pick up more. Now, I just want to leave you with the thought that if you got a broken telescope, Dean and Scott can fix it. I'm looking around their shop and they've got all kinds of stuff going on. I had no idea that this shop wasn't just your average astronomy shop. This is an astronomy shop. I mean, you can get it repaired, you can get what you want. Not only that, you can get what you can't get anywhere else except for here at Starizona. We're going to stop by their booth at the show and we'll pick up another little segment in order to be able to see how things are set up. But in the meantime, we want to walk over and look at what is the beginning of a truss telescope they're assembling. We'll see it assembled at the show, but this is one of your prototypes. Is that right?
This is the first truss tube 12.5-inch Hyperion.
Okay, good. Let's go over there. Now, are you doing all the machine work yourself and everything? I mean, you're actually...
We have it done here. Yeah, the design is all done here, and the machining's done locally. Yep.
Now, the optics. Now, you're the optician, and what's the optics you were talking about? Or this is new for me. I'm not familiar with this optical system this telescope
So
uses.
it's called a Harmer-Wind design, and it uses a parabolic primary mirror, like you'd have in a Newtonian. And then the secondary mirror is spherical, which makes it very simple to make. And then it has a corrector lens inside the baffle tube that flattens the field. But it's a much simpler design to make than an RC like a Ritchie-Chrétien or any of the other designs. It's much simpler to make, but it gives as good or better performance than those designs. So.
Yeah, well, we could certainly see. We were looking at the images, and the stars were pinpointy, and the colors were amazing, and it was absolutely stunning. That was my opinion. And this is the 12.5, and you're going to go to a 16. Is that
We have
right?
a 16 as well. Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. Will you have a 16 at the show?
We won't. We'll just have the 12.5.
Okay, so another time.
16s are in the works. Yeah.
And then you can see to our left over here, we've got a big C14, one of the new Celestrons on a real nice mount. This is a wonderful setup. You see what? Well, it's wonderful. It's fantastic what you guys have got going here. We're really pleased to be here in Tucson and joining with you guys and doing astronomy. It's very exciting. We'll see you all at the show. Thank you very much, Leonard Holmberg, and thank you, fellas. Great time.
Thanks.
Thanks.
See you there.